Okay, so today we continue with our class of Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We start with Chofetz Chaim. The subject is the same, well as for victims' benefit. So today's topic is information. I'm on page 174. The second category of constructive purpose is to help those who have been or have been adversely affected by the subject's behavior. Okay. If one has previously witnessed a Jew causing monetary damage to another, to ensure that the victim will be compensated, is a constructive purpose. So if it's possible to prove, so okay. So it's for sure constructive purpose. It would therefore be permissible to relate what has transpired. After ascertaining that the facts are correct, and after they haven't spoken with the perpetrator, one must determine what will result from relating the information and whether or not halacha justifies affecting that result. So basically, the citation is follows. So it's one person caused the damage of another person. So that person who the witness, the best way, of course, to talk to this perpetrator and ask, look, I saw what you did, so maybe if you want to go to them and give money to them or ask them, apologize and compensate, maybe it's not such a big deal, right? So if he said absolutely no, so then the story changes. In a yeah.
So let's say there's a situation, right, where there's a worker, okay, and they stole from another worker, okay? And so what do? You go to the boss to tell him so that he makes them recompensate the other worker, correct?
Okay, I mean, it's not the boss's job. It's not like somebody stole it from him, from the boss, right?
Yeah, I agree with you, but it's for a constructive purpose since, you know, he's the only one who could help recompensate it because that employee is only goes to the boss.
Okay, okay, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's not exactly true. Okay, so one guy has had his personal stuff on his desk, right? So his coworker took his personal stuff. So what does it have to do with the boss?
Boss runs the company where he can fire whoever he needs.
Okay, but it hasn't. I mean, I'm not sure if he can fire person because of that guy is going to take him to a court and say, why did he fire me? Because I stole I don't know, $100 from this guy. Okay, what does have to do with performance? You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not so simple. They have to give you a reason why, give person a reason why they fire. Because of why? I'm not a good worker. I'm a good worker. I took maybe he owed me $100. How do you know? He borrowed 1,000. I saw 100. Okay, I said okay. I never get anything. So it's not so easy.
Yeah. So let's go with the example. Let's say the boss is the only one. Okay. Now this boss happens to really what's it called? The person who stole, right, is really the boss's friend. Okay, they have good connections. They go to the bar. They go wherever. Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever you told the boss, if you just say, "Hey, he stole," the boss isn't gonna care, right? So,
okay. Yes.
Are you allowed to tell him extra that's not related? For example, you say that this person stole from you like this, he did that, all this other stuff that's not related.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not related.
But are you allowed to tell him because that's the only way he's gonna make him recompensate?
No, but there is no connection that he's actually was sleeping on the job, right? Oh, okay. Well, what is the connection with what he stole? You understand? So in all of this case of Lashon Hara, right, even for constructive purpose, one of the conditions was that you have to say the minimum required. So if one example is enough, so you don't have to say. And actually, 20 years ago, somebody told me, well, stop it. It's not deliberate. You understand? So one example is enough. It's good. He's not sure. Okay, give him a second example. But that's it. You don't have to give all the information.
Understood.
Okay, continue. In civilized society, the straightforward way of dealing with crime is to inform the authorities. However, reporting one's fellow Jew to a secular official may result in his facing punishment undeserved according to the Torah. Right? That's the biggest problem. So for this crime, he's going to get a sentence of 1 year, right? Or whatever. So yeah, that's very bad. Punishment deserved by Torah. Imprisonment, for example, is not acceptable means of the punishment for monetary infractions by the Torah standards. There's no imprisonment in the Torah for a long term. Until they have this investigation, yeah, that's a different story. You understand? So basically in Torah, we don't, in Torah, we care about restitution, right, of the whatever the victim lost, and plus we care about correcting of the victim. So if he cannot be corrected, we get king involved and just chop his head. That's it. That's the correction. But if there is still way for him to correct, so yeah, we send them to sell them as a slave and stuff like that. So that's constructive punishment, right? Educational punishment. So the guy can change. Like people go to the prison. They come. He goes to the prison because he stole $100. He comes like a gangster, like a murderer. You understand? So how is it productive? You understand? Plus everybody has to pay taxes for this guy to be there. Okay. You want to ask? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say someone stole $5, okay, and he has to pay back he has to give back $5 to, I don't know, the government, according to HaLuach, right? Let's say he stole from the government, he has to give back $5 to the government, okay? Now, so let's say, is someone allowed to frame him like where it looked like he was speeding on a traffic light, so he has to pay these $5? He's paying the $5 for another crime that he didn't commit, but the only reason you made him pay it is for that crime that he did commit. Is that allowed or no?
Well, you see, the big picture. I mean, we didn't get to it, but it's not allowed to report the Jew to the authorities unless he's danger, like physical danger to others. So monetary dangers. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. So sure, I'm not going to say. But if he's a pedophile, or he's a killer or a rapist. Okay, in this case, what are you going? You're going to tell this Beis Din? What is they're going to do this? I mean, maybe you have to consult this Beis Din, but I'm sure they're going to give you permission. They say call 911 and let them take care of him.
So I'll give you a little bit of a different example. Let's say you stole $5 from Joe, okay? Now, Joe didn't know he stole $5 from him, that he lost $5, okay? So what do? Now, and so what you frame him in a situation where it looks like he actually did steal $5 where he didn't. So now Joe thinks he has to give him $5. Not allowed?
No, it's not the. I can't tell you what. So we're not allowed to report Jews to the non-Jewish authorities.
Oh no, I'm talking about a from person.
But who are you going to report to?
No, I'm saying like this. There was a person, right, who stole. From person stole. Okay? He stole from another from person. Now, that other from person doesn't know. Okay? So what do? You frame a crime where it looks like he stole from that from person. So he wasn't going to pay back for the first $5.
We have to stay away from lies. That's it. And just the example from Torah that came to my mind is David HaMelech, when he was judging the case, and it was poor guy and it was a rich guy. And it looks like the poor was not exactly the righteous person. He was trying to lie. Understand? To get something from a rich guy. So and he would because maybe he was desperate, right? And many judges today that's what they do. You see somebody's there, okay, he's not guilty. Well, he's not guilty, but he stole. What do you mean he's not guilty? But David HaMelech was righteous judge, And so everybody, like other people, it doesn't matter. This rich guy, like if he gives $1,000, he has millions. Well, who cares? But in Judaism, it's not about amount of money. It's about what is true, what is not true, right? About the righteous judgment. So David would say, okay, you're a poor person, pay to the rich person, right? Even if it's your last $100 and he has a lot. And then after the proceedings, he would give tzedakah to this poor person from your own money, not from anybody's. From your own money, you can be tzaddik, but not do not play with somebody else's money. Okay, so let's continue. Provide information that might lead to a Jewish imprisonment could therefore considered malshinus, an act of being malshin, informer. We call it mussar, malshin. Okay. Only if it is clear that individual is dangerous and poses threat to others, can be spoken against for the sake of protecting others from harm. Like this Michael Amidah. I don't know if you know what's going on now. Such matters are extremely sensitive and complex and demand consultation with the competent halachic authorities. So there is one clown rabbi, right, in Arizona, right? So, and he has two missionaries working for him. It's not even funny. So and he and these two missionaries, father and son, they created a Beis Din. Unbelievable. So these missionaries do the shkita, and the whole community eat from that shkita. Most of the people. They write Sefer Torah, they write mezuzahs. They do it unbelievable. They do marriages, chuppah and kiddushin. Right, so about people like that, you have to warn people, but otherwise it's not allowed. Okay, so let's continue. So we're on a very interesting topic, Siman 19, and we're on CF number 2. So what is the topic? Laws regarding Mashiv HaRu'ach, mussar, etc. Okay. So it says, one who erred during the winter season, so now it's winter season, right? And did not recite Mashiv HaRu'ach Umorit HaGeshem, right? It's exactly our situation. In a proper place. So what is the commentary? The halacha is also applied if he recited only words Mashiv HaRu'ach, but not Umorit HaGeshem. So only about wind, but not about rain. I'm not sure why.
Rabbi, what if he only recites HaGeshem?
Yeah, that's also not good.
Okay.
So it's a wind and rain, and also did not say Morit Chatal. Okay. So he didn't he say only half, or he did not say, or whatever. He said something wrong. Okay. So one more time. So if one erred during the winter season and did not recite Mashiv HaRu'ach Umorit HaGeshem in a proper place, if he realized his omission before reciting Blessed Mechayecha Mesim, so meaning until, if you want to take Siddur, I can wait if you want. You want to take Siddur?
Okay, the second bracha, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so until he finished this bracha, right? Until is a blessing in Morit Mechayecha Mesim, then he should recite Mashiv HaRu'ach Umorit HaGeshem in a place where he remembers. So basically, anywhere in the bracha until he says, until he finished it. As long as he's not in the middle of the idea. So it's exactly as I said. Who revivifies the dead, the concluding blessing or the second blessing of Shemoneh. So, okay.
Right.
So, but not in the middle of the sentence. So basically, always finish the sentence and say, okay, go ahead.
So in regards to with all instances in any bracha or anything, if I say a paraphrase, do I still get it as if I said the sentence? For example, over here, it's dew and rain for a blessing, right? Something like that. Who brings forth dew and rain? So let's say I said water from the sky and mist. Let's say instead of dew, I said mist. I still get it?
It's a good question. I think no, so you have to repeat exactly. That's now how it's, but I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like, from what we're saying now, it looks like.
Understood.
I just never thought about it. Okay. For example, if he realizes his omission just after he recited the words, the words umekayim imunaso, and maintain his faith, right? Then he should first complete the idea by reciting the words Lishnei Afar, to those who are asleep in the dust, right? And then recite the Mashiv HaRu'ach HaGeshem. So meaning what? HaShem will keep HaShem will keep his promise to the dead to resuscitate them. Okay, so basically, not in the middle of the idea. Yes. Go ahead.
If I say if I say Maragesh and so on and so forth, if I say it before I say the first sentence and the second bracha, I still get it or no? Then I say, who makes the one blow and the rain descend, and then I say, you are eternally, mighty, and so on and so forth.
I think after the fact, I think that's you got it after the fact.
Understood.
I think so. Continue. And then okay, so like he is kids are saying finish the idea, right? So I mean in our if you look at the translation, it's easier to see what the idea is. It would be comma in semicolon or dot, right? Period. So I mean it's easier when the idea ends, right? And then continue from where he left off with the words Micha Mocha, who is like you. So basically, he finished idea. Then he said Mashiv HaRu'ach HaGeshem. Then finish the sentence. So idea and sentence to not always the same. Sometimes, like as we say, you can have a comma in English, right? You can have comma and separate two separate ideas.
Rabbi, question. In regards to, let's say, Psukim, Hashem's name, if I say an idea, not a pasuk, let's say a comma, sometimes there's commas in Lashon HaKodesh too.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. But you see, when they say pasuk means like whatever this numbered.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever number, but in English, right? So if you see in English, sometimes it's in the middle of the idea. It's not always like this numbers are actually what Christian brought to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Jewish thing. So I would say no, it's idea. But when say pasuk, so I think it could be like usually the pasuk it's like one sentence usually, but sometimes it's not one sentence. Sometimes it's one idea, like a pasuk. I mean, with the numbers. Sometimes it's one idea. Sometimes there are two ideas.
So
it's hard to say. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll give you an example. For example, at the start of Esrei, after we say praiseworthy are those who dwell in your house, right? We say praiseworthy are those for whom this is so. Praiseworthy are those whose God is HaShem. Okay. So let's say I only say praiseworthy who's, kale, if I only say the part with kale, allowed or no? Because really it's one pasuk, but it's two ideas.
I think so, yeah. In this case, it's like a finished idea, yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But but we try not to say anywhere, unless you must. Or I mean, if you did a mistake, for example, you didn't mean to, and you start saying, so just continue. Okay. So all right. So So it's like in the middle of the sentence. Maybe that's the answer to our question. So he in the middle of the sentence, right? But he finished the idea, right? So there is no period yet. And he said the Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit Hageshem. And then he finished the sentence. Okay, so commentary. However, if he remember after reciting the words V'ne'amam ato l'chachayos meisim, he cannot simply say Mashiv HaRu'ach, etc., and then continue Baruch Atah HaShem. Because the final phrase is the body of the blessing, must reflect in a similarity with the concluding blessing. I'm not sure what does it mean. Thus, he should say Marek HaRuach, etc., and then repeat the words V'ne'aman ato l'chachayos meisim. And then conclude the blessing. Okay, got it. So, but if you finish it like they explain, and you're closer to the end, right? And you almost say Baruch Atah HaShem. So, I mean, it would be too late to say it. So they say, okay, stop right there. Say Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit Hageshem, then go back to the beginning of the sentence and say the whole sentence. You understand? So not to put like out of place.
Wait, could you please say it one more time?
So so let's look at this specific example. So example. However, if he one more time this example. However, if remember after reciting the words V'ne'aman ato l'chachayos meisim, I'm not sure. He cannot simply say Mashiv HaRu'ach, etc. So it's a last sentence before blessing Baruch Atah HaShem. Last words. So basically, so they try to say that these words should be connected with Baruch Atah HaShem. Bless HaShem who resurrect the dead. Correct?
Yeah.
So basically, you cannot put it in the middle of the idea, because it's like a broken idea. So they say, okay, they say, no problem, say it, and then repeat the last sentence again. So it will be connected to the blessing.
What if I say, blessed are you Hashem, right? And what's it called? Who revivifies the dead, okay? And I say, and makes the wind blow and do the send. Like I make it all one thing. Blessed are you Hashem, who does these things.
Exactly. Let's leave it. They're going to explain it. We're going to get to it. Okay, so now, I mean, he's not there yet. So maybe meaning that he remember before the place that you're talking about. He didn't get to the blessing. Okay. Or if he wishes, he can start over at any point of the blessing when he remembers and recite the blessing in its entirety, starting from Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit what? Hageshem. So they say, or if he can even go to the beginning of the blessing, right? And say this don't do out of sequence.
Rabbi, why would this be allowed? Because it seems like at that point you end up saying Hashem's name more times, such as Kale and all these. No.
No, but we're going to see if he finished the second blessing, he would need to return to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei.
But we're saying before he finished it, we're saying he had the choice.
Yeah. So I mean, there is no Hashem's name there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There is no Hashem's name there.
Understood.
So they trying to preserve and do as much as possible in a sequence. So one more time, let me go there. So, but or if he wishes, he can start over at any point in the blessing when he remembers. right? Meaning he remembers, okay. And recite the blessing in its entirety. That's it. Starting from Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem. So whenever he started, remember, he goes back to Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem and then continue. And continue from there with Mechalkel Chaim, who sustained the living in Sefer. Okay. However, if he did not realize his mission until after completion the blessing Mechayei Chamesim, exactly your point, right? Then he must go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. So if he finished that second blessing, and he did not, and he just realized that he missed it, so he has to go. It's not like too much, but 2 blessings. What they have to say again. So let's see, there is a Mishnah Berurah. So until he says Baruch Atah HaShem, so there is a way to fix it. After that, he has to go to the beginning. Commentary. According to Shulchan Aruch, 114.6, however, as long as he did not begin the following blessing, Ato Kadosh, he should recite the phrase Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem, and then continue with the following blessing. Only when he already began the next blessing does the halacha require to go back to the beginning of the Shemoneh Esrei. For further discussion, see Kitzur editorial glosses. In a case when let me read and we're going to explain. And in the case that he did not conclude the entire blessing, but only recited Baruch Atah HaShem, Mishnah Berurah writes that he should conclude with Lamdeni Hukecha, and then begin reciting blessing again from Mashiv HaRu'ach, etc. According to Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, Igros Moshe, however, one should not say the words Lamdeni Hukecha in the middle of the recitation of Shemoneh Esrei, as one is forbidden to learn even Torah verses in the middle of Shemoneh Esrei. Therefore, he should rather finish the blessing by saying, one second, by saying what? Mechayei Chamesim, and then recite Mashiv HaRu'ach, as per ruling of Shulchan Aruch cited. Okay, so let's just explain what we said. Okay, so Kitzur said, if you finish second blessing, you have to go to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. Okay. Shulchan Aruch says differently. So Shulchan Aruch says even if he finished second blessing, but before he starts next one, he can say that this Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem separate, absolutely separate phrase, like in between the blessings. Mishnah Berurah says a little different. He said even if he said Baruch Atah HaShem, bless you HaShem, right? In this second blessing, he can finish his Lamdeni Hukecha. So Baruch Atah HaShem, Lamdeni Hukecha, it's bless you HaShem, who teaches us his laws, right? So it's one of the verses in the Tehillim. So basically, in all of the cases when you start the wrong blessing, and then you realize that you should not say it for whatever reason is. So you say Baruch Atah HaShem, and you say Lamdeni Hukecha, blesses HaShem who teaches us His commandments. You understand? And it's in most of the cases, or Moshe disagree, but in most of the cases, it's like you say the complete verse from the Torah, and there is no problem. You did not say Hashem's name in vain. Understand? That's solution. But Reb Moshe did not like it. Why? Because he said it's a complete verse from the Torah. We discussed it today or yesterday. You're not supposed to learn Torah when you daven Shemoneh Esrei. So he said, how come? And he says not only in his mind, he says out loud the verse from the Torah. So he said it's not allowed. So he said, Rabbi Moshe said, better to follow solution from Shulchan Aruch. What? Finish blessing, second blessing, and say Mashiv HaRu'ach.
Rabbi. But in regards to what's it called, this Rabbi Moshe, over here, we could be basically saying that it's a leniency to be able to say the last sentence, then say doing right. Correct? Agreed?
Say it again. Say it again.
Which one? We'll say it this way. Which one do most poskim agree with? Is a valid bracha, not like which one more averos, less averos. Reb Moshe's way or the way of the Mishnah Berurah?
I mean, Reb Moshe agrees with Shulchan Aruch. So Shulchan Aruch says even I'm not sure. I don't remember. I even learned the Shulchan Aruch, but I don't remember details. So, but according to what we said, Shulchan Aruch says clearly. So even if you finish the second blessing, there is no problem, and you can say Mashiv HaRu'ach until you start the third blessing. So I mean, of course, it's like in the case of me. So Mishnah Berurah said you can even fix before you. So, but it's as according to Reb Moshe, it's questionable. I'm not sure. Like to say that this person is learning Torah is also like not exactly true. I mean, he's in dire situation. He's trying to save himself, right? So it's not like he wants to learn Torah.
But what's it called? One more time. Reb Moshe's way is say the end of the bracha, then just say makes do it ready for a blessing, right? That's all.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Understood. Question, because let's say someone forgets to say something. As we know, if after we start saying it, if someone forgets to say it 4 days after, we can't say, oh, you actually said it, because it didn't become like a practiced routine, correct?
100 days, yeah.
Exactly. 100 days or 100 times in the Shemoneh Esrei, which one?
100 days and 100 times. Sorry, 100. So we were saying so in a month, like 33 days.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Rambam who says
Yeah. 100 times. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So my question is like this: let's say someone didn't say it within first 5 days before the 100 days. Okay. My question is like this: if someone
let's qualify. So we say if he does not remember whether he said it or not. So after he said it for 100 days, we say most likely that that's what he did. He said it. Okay, so just so we're on the same page.
Correct. So I'm saying like this: within the 100 days, right? Let's say he thinks there's a 10% chance I said it. He doesn't say Shemoneh Esrei again because really it's
no. If it's within the 100 times, right? With 100 times, so we said most likely he didn't say it.
But that's if he doesn't remember Bechlal. But I'm saying maybe he remembers a little bit. Let's say 10% chance.
I don't know how you remember 10%.
What's it?
I have no idea.
No, because my logic is like this. Because let's say we have 10 poskim, right? And then you say a bracha in a way, 9 poskim say disagree, you have to redo a bracha. We still follow the one posik not to say Hashem's name again. Over here you're saying 19 Hashem's name.
No, he's a clear halacha. If he's if he's not sure, has to go back. That's it. That's a clear halacha.
Right here.
No things like that. Okay, but okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so continue. So we got this. Basically, there are three opinions that we just learned. So one is Kitzur. So Kitzur is the most stricter one. So Kitzur said go to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. If you finish second blessing, and it's Mishnah Berurah, I would say secondly one, that he said okay, you can fix it even if you are in the middle of the blessing. you say Labdei Chokecha, and Shulchan Aruch is like in the middle. So he said you're allowed to say where you are, right? After you finish second blessing, so you can say that. Okay.
My question: Who's a bigger authority when we follow halacha? Because we have three opinions over here: Rabbi Moshe or the Kitzur.
Me personally follow Mishnah Berurah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, let's say Mishnah Berurah, you can't follow whatever happened, whatever it was, right? Let's say I don't know
Me personally, I asked this question before, right? I said there is a Chazon Ish said they said, okay, there are too many opinions. So I said I want to follow Mishnah Berurah. Rabbi said absolutely follow Mishnah Berurah. But Mishnah Berurah did not say he did not discuss everything, right? Many questions he did not discuss. Period. So you go by Reb Moshe. That's it.
Correct, 100% I agree. I'm saying, let's say I read this, right? But I didn't have the article note about Reb Moshe. I mean about Mishnah Berurah. I only had Kitzur and I had Reb Moshe. Which one do I follow?
You follow Reb Moshe.
Follow Reb Moshe. Okay.
Yes. But okay, continue. So it was 16. After note 16. Although usually it is sufficient for one to start again from the beginning of the blessing in which he erred, here it is not enough for him to begin from the second blessing of Ata Gibor, you are mighty, because all of the first three blessings are considered to be one blessing with regard to this halacha. So that if he concluded this blessing, which he has recited improperly, he must go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei prayer. Okay, so let's read the commentaries and then we're going to explain. So commentary said they're considered as one since their purpose is the same. To precede the request for the one's needs is the praise of HaShem. This is done in the manner of servant who first arranges his words of praise for his master before anticipating his request. And articulating, before articulating his request. So basically, as we said before a few times, so just want to remind, so first blessing is one block, so it's praises of HaShem. Second block, I'm talking about weekly Shemoneh, right? You ask for all of these good things, what you want to ask, and the third block, the last three blessings, it's you thanking HaShem basically, right?
I have a question. We probably are talking about this example, like Kitzur probably gives this example of Hagesh and so on and so forth, because it's one of the most popular. My question is like this. Let's say there's a bracha, fourth, fifth, any bracha you want. I missed a sentence. Can I say, let's say the third sentence?
Let's go in a right sequence. We're going to get to it. Okay. Because we're going to lose focus. It's not like it's not the most popular. It's like he goes in a sequence. Let's not lose focus. Okay, but for sure we're going to discuss. Okay, so basically Kitzur is saying that since it is the beginning of the block and all of the three blessings, it's like even he finished the second, still go to the beginning. He said that beginning is the beginning of the block, right? That's what he is saying. When started the Shemoneh, next comment. When started the Shemoneh again, he did not repeat HaShem open my lips. That's it, right? So he skipped that and he goes directly into the Shemoneh. Okay, so continue. If one erred during the Shemoneh Esrei of Mariv, of the first night of Pesach, first night of Pesach, okay, or in Shemoneh Esrei of Shacharis mussar of that day, and did not recite Mashiv HaRu'ach, he need not go back to repeat Shemoneh Esrei. Derech Chaim. So let's see why. although the congregation does not omit Mashiv HaRu'ach, etc., until it is announced by the omission of the Chazan in his mussar by repetition. So as we said, you remember with the explanation, it's beautiful. So in order to add blessing, yeah, we can announce. But in order to stop asking for the blessing, that's not proper. So basically, everybody, according to Kitzur, beautiful explanation, everybody say, but when Chazan repeats Shemoneh, he does not say it. So it's actually it's time for everybody that we stop here. We don't say it any longer.
Rabbi, in regards to the opposite situation, where it comes the time where we don't say HaGeshen anymore, and I say HaGeshen, does my bracha still count?
No, you have to say it again. You're not allowed to say it.
Oh, I hear.
So for other people who said Morit Chatal, that they changed, but for whoever do not say it, they have to because the rain is no longer good. It's no longer seen as positive. Understand? That's why. But you cannot renounce it as something is wrong. But because it's a blessing, so you have to repeat again. Okay. Okay. So, right. Okay. Okay. So we say next Sif number 3. Okay, maybe we can finish it. So it says regarding those places where the custom is to recite in a summer season Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit Chatal. But as we said in that place, I'm not sure, in the first halacha, in a commentary that today's practice, they just say Morit Chatal. Okay. With regard to those places where the custom is to recite in the summer season Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit Chatal, if person errs, he is and recited this phrase in the winter as well. Okay, here we go. The halacha is differs from the regarding one who simply omitted Mashiv HaRu'ach entirely. Okay, so so one more time. So this person, one second, let me read from the beginning. Regarding those places where the custom is to recite in the summer season. So for us, we don't say it, but his custom is to say the summer season Morit Chatal. Okay, a person erred and recited this phrase in the winter season as well. So instead of the wind and rain, so he said the dew, right? That's the thing. So coming today, or he recited words Morit Chatal. Okay, we said it. Continue. So basically, he said wrong blessing in winter. Okay. Then the halacha differs from that regarding one that simply omitted Mashiv HaRu'ach entirely. So he said something, but wrong blessing. Okay. If he realized his error only after he recited Baruch Atah HaShem of that blessing, and he then should conclude Mechayei HaMeisim as usual. Okay. So if he was already said Baruch Atah HaShem, bless you HaShem, so he must finish this blessing, and he need not go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. So as to mention rain, Morit HaGeshen, since he already mentioned the praise of HaShem with regard to the dew. So how is the dew connected to the rain? Let's see 21 commentary. In this section of Shemoneh Esrei, which dedicates the praise to praising HaShem, one fulfills his obligation of praise even with a mention of dew, since he is ascribing HaShem the vital function of the earth. Okay, so it says it's not exactly correct blessing. No, it's not correct blessing, but at least he mentioned something, and it's close to rain. So the idea is dew and rain like a very close idea that it irrigates and the things can grow from the ground.
So if I just mentioned do, it's okay. Good of it.
Yes, yes.
Understood.
However, okay, so meaning if he already said Baruch Atah HaShem, that's too late. Okay, but before that, that's not a problem. But before that, he should say Marif HaRu'ach, Marif HaGeshem. Before he said Baruch Atah HaShem, if he remembers later. However, if he remembers before reciting the name of HaShem, Baruch Atah, right? Then he should recite Marif HaGeshem at whatever point he is holding in his blessing, as long as it is at the end of the thought, as explained in the previous year. Okay, let me read it again and try to understand. However, if he remembered before he recited the name of HaShem, before he recited Baruch Atah HaShem, okay, then he should recite Morit HaGeshem, Baruch Atah, then Morit HaGeshem, at whatever point he is holding in this blessing, as long as it is at the end of the thought, as explained in the previous year. So it's a little confusing the road here. So when he said Baruch Atah, he didn't say Hashem. So it's already in the beginning of the thought. So you cannot say Morit HaGeshem. That's too late. And so it's a minute before that. Before that.
Oh, sorry. But what if you say Baruch Atah, right? And then you say within enough time, like Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi.
No, it's already interruption. So what you're saying, it's I think it's always like in the end, at the end of the blessing that you can correct. So in the middle of the blessing, like it's as we said in the class of Halachas of Bracha, so you can have a pause. Like even, I don't know, a few seconds, more than that time.
Rabbi,
it's not proper, but after the fact, yeah. Okay.
General question, because obviously if you have to repeat Shemoneh Esrei, you say Hashem's name many, many more times, right? So why do none of them just say, listen, say Amen to the repetition of the Shemoneh Esrei and you're good? Why does nobody say that?
Okay.
Because then
So those are two separate things. So this Shemoneh Esrei is counted. Okay, so the repetition of Shemoneh Esrei started. We will get it, but we're going to discuss for people who could not read. They could not read. So for them there is no way. You understand? So for them that's for whom Chazan is down. So in some big yeshivas, some very important yeshivas, so they don't repeat Shemoneh Esrei. Yeah. Because everybody can read. So for them, it's like Bittul Torah. I mean, I hope they're learning this time. I mean, when they finish 2 minutes, 3 minutes early, I hope they learn very. Otherwise, it's like a waste of halacha. You understand? But for all other simple people, you do your own, and just in case, you rely on repetition of Shemoneh Esrei. If you I don't know, if you spaced out, let's say, I don't know. Whatever happened, daydreaming. So that's, but one does not substitute for another. Okay. So 1 second. So what's actually? Okay, so we have more time. So let's try to finish maybe one more. Let me see how long is it. 1 second. Okay, we try to finish. Okay, so, yeah.
Well, one more thing. Let's say you're the only one saying Shemoneh Esrei, nobody else said Shemoneh Esrei, okay? Like 10 people in a room, you're the only one who's saying Shemoneh Esrei, okay? But everybody says Amen to your bracha. Does it count as a minyan?
When you're praying alone, you're praying as quietly. You say alone. How can they answer you? It says there is a sign of arrogance when you say out loud. Only Chazan, like as we said, Chazan repeats. So you see, one of the explanations that I remember reading. So maybe you think that everybody can read. Maybe not. Maybe person is embarrassed and he just will hold the siddur like upside down, right? He's looking, but it's actually upside down. He does not know how to read. So in order not to embarrass, so we I'll say we always going to repeat, always. So but if big yeshiva, all of the big Talmidei Chachamim, so basically you can be assured that they said it in this Kavanah and that is no problem. No need to repeat it.
So I'll give you a different example of it, okay? Let's say accidentally, okay? You're at these one of yeshivas, right? Where they say the first 3 brachas, then they do Kedusha, then they say the sound.
No. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, let's say Chazan accidentally, okay, first time big yeshiva, Rabbanim, so on and so forth, accidentally says the whole Shemoneh Esrei out loud, and everybody says Amen to his brachas. Does he get counted as a minion? Or no?
No, but everybody's davening. I don't understand what you're exactly.
I'm saying nobody davened yet because they only daven after he did Kedusha and so on and so forth, and after he stops repeating, saying the first 3 brachas, correct?
Yes.
So I'm saying, let's say this guy froze and he forgot to stop. You understand?
Oh, but no. Okay, he forgot to stop. That's good. Not good. But they started their own private Shemoneh, so they're not allowed to answer.
No, I agree, but they, at least how I know they do it, because where I go for mincha, they do it that way, right? Nobody stops until the chazan is completely quiet. Okay.
One second. What is this place?
What?
It's a kollel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Anyway.
So that's how you know that very important Talmidei Chachamim.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, but they do it once the chazan stops talking 100%, they start, okay? But if the chazan keeps on talking, they don't start the Shemoneh Esrei yet, so they still have the chance to say Amen. You see?
I see. But it's not right. Somebody should tell me.
Understood.
That's not the procedure. The procedure is exactly as you said. He's saying, he started out loud. They say he said Kedusha, they answer, and then everybody they continue. But if he continues talking about what is, but he's praying without minyan. So now, if there is no minyan, you understand? So he's not allowed to pray. Okay.
Understood.
One of these questions. Okay, so let's try to do maybe not one more. If person errs in a summer season, so now opposite, right? And they recited Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem in the summer. If he remembered before recited blessing Mechayech HaMesim, resurrection of the dead, then he should go back and start in the beginning of the blessing with Ata Gibor, meaning this second paragraph, right? So why is that coming? However, if he only began with a repetition from Rav L'Choy, he has fulfilled the obligation and need not to go back. Okay, so now we're talking about situation opposite. So it is a summer, and he should not say this Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem. So summer meaning after Pesach, right? So he stopped, and he did not. Right, so he did not stop. He said it by mistake. So one more time, he remembered before reciting the Mashiv Mechayech HaMesim until he finished, right? Then he should go back and start from the beginning of the blessing of Gibor. So we see all of these citations are different. So he does not have to go to the beginning of the Shemoneh, but only to the beginning of the blessing, and say the second blessing without this rain insertion. There is that he is obligated to begin the blessing again is not because the halacha is to repeat the blessing per se, right? But rather so that he can correct the erroneous recitation and make it apparent that this time he is not reciting blessing Mashiv HaRu'ach modification. So it's not like he missed something, he added something that should not be said. Commentary. There are certain cases, for example, if one is interrupted his prayer, in certain cases, if one interrupted his prayer, where the halacha requires that one repeat blessing Shemoneh Esrei from the beginning of the blessing, right? However, if the blessing must be repeated is one of the first three blessings, it is not sufficient to repeat only that blessing. Rather, one must repeat full three blessings. Thus, in effect, begin Shemoneh Esrei again. Kitzur before explained that here he must begin the second blessing from the beginning. It is not because he must repeat the blessing again, as he would if he completed the blessing erroneously. For in that case, he would have to start from the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. Rather, since he did not complete the blessing, he can simply go back to correct his mistake. This is done by beginning from Ato Gibor, meaning Ato Gibor, it's a second blessing beginning, and recite the text of the blessing without mistaken mention of Morich HaRuach, etc. Okay, so let's understand what it says. So they say if he missed something, he did not add. Okay, so has to go to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. That's if it's too late, okay. So he has to go to the beginning. But here it's not like he did not say something. He said something that he shouldn't have said. So in this case, they say he just go to the beginning of the second blessing. Okay, got it. Continue. Basically, I would say just read from Siddur. Don't go by memories. That's it. Yeah. Just read them. Many times people, like especially for first week, 10 days, 3 days, 12 days, so they try to say it out loud so that they can hear themselves saying this Mashiv HaRu'ach HaKadosh. However, if he did not realize his error until after the completion of the blessing, okay, so that's it. So he finished the third blessing. That's the second blessing. Then he must go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. Okay, so as we could realize, so if he completed the second blessing completely, right? He completed the second blessing. He is not allowed to go to the beginning. So you're allowed to go to the beginning if you did not finish. Commentary. Since the first three blessings are considered consider as one with regard to this repetition. Okay. If in a sum he mistakenly began the phrase, but only said the words Mashiv HaRu'ach, okay, but did not say concluding words Morit HaGeshem, he has not harmed, that is invalidated the prayer at all. Okay, so commentary. The mention of the winds in the blessing is never obligatory, but rather a custom. So as we said, the opinion, so today we don't say, most people don't say the winds even with a dew, right? Therefore, if one mistakenly did not mention it in the winter, or one did mention in the summer, it does not affect the validity of the prayer. See Mishnah Berurah. That's very interesting. So if he by mistake say the winds percent winds, right? But did not say bring rain, so there is no problem, right? Or if he said it percent winds in the summer, there is also no problem. was 1 second. It was number 25. Continue. Actually, you know what? Let me say the first sentence, the whole sentence again. So it says, if in a sum he mistakenly began the phrase, but only said the word in Mashiv HaRu'ach, but did not say the concluding words of the phrase Marit HaGeshem, he has not harmed, there is invalidated his prayer at all. And he should merely continue his prayer with the words Mechalkel Chaim. Even if he did not yet conclude the blessing, he need not go back, but should just continue recitation from where he is holding. That's it. So basically, don't do anything. If he erred in recitation of Shemoneh Esrei, of Marin Marif, or Shacharis of Shmini Atzeres, so I mean when this last day is first day, he then recite Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem, and he recited Mashiv HaRu'ach Morit HaGeshem, what he should not have, right? He need not to go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. So let's see why. Okay. All right. So they say like first day, last day. So we give him discount because this the Rabbi maybe did not announce yet. Okay, so we can stop here. Sure. It's not you see on one hand the people say Kitzur. It's easy. It's in English, but sometimes you have to read it 2 and 3 times to understand what he's saying. Even if you learn halacha, it's not. So some people say, no, I'm going to read on my own. Okay, I said, good luck. Yeah, you read on your own. Many times people derive like totally opposite conclusion from what they learn. Okay, any questions, comments?
So I asked you a question about walking in between 2 women. Do you remember the question?
Yes, I remember the question.
Yeah. So what's the answer?
So I need to do a better research. So it's not so easy. So one of the solutions is, so if you hold a book of Torah in your hand, that helps. So it's not considered like it's the danger. It's like averts the danger. But I need to see, like you see today in our streets when you walk, it's almost mission impossible to do that. So me personally, when I'm walking, that's just my approach. So I'm trying to be very careful with this halacha also. So I try to do like extreme to one side, extreme. So basically, nobody can go between me and this extreme. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to do. And so sometimes, maybe it looks a little weird, but sometimes I will slow down and let the situation resolve by itself, and then continue walking. Understand? So, but let me look into it. It's not easy topic. I mean, it's very important topic. So me personally, I'm trying to also work on it.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. No, not really. No
problem. So we stop here. So until tomorrow, Beezrat HaShem, same time.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Good night.
Rabbi, one thing.